What's up? Welcome to the Tedeschi Trucks podcast. This is episode number 40, and I am Adam Choit. To follow this show, it's at Tedeschi Trucks podcast on Instagram, and I'm at Adam Choit on Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow me. And of course, no affiliation with the band over here. This is not an official podcast or anything. I am just a fan. And if you're tuning in, I'm guessing there's a good chance that you might be too. So please be sure to subscribe and give the show a positive review on iTunes. Doing all of those things is definitely helpful for sure and is greatly appreciated. So for today's episode, it's another solo episode, and I thought I'd highlight the band's trombonist, Elizabeth Lee. From her website here, or from her Facebook, she has the moniker Trombonist with Heart. And as you'll, see from, or, hear from how this episode plays out, that I think is definitely, I think that's confirmed, but that's to come. But first thing I thought I'd do here is pull up some information about the trombone itself. So as you might guess, I'm going to read the first paragraph from Wikipedia. The trombone is a musical instrument in the brass family. As with all brass instruments, sound is produced when the player's vibrating lips, embouchure, causes the air column inside the instrument to vibrate. Unlike most other brass instruments, which have valves that, when pressed, alter the pitch of the instrument, trombones instead have a telescoping slide mechanism that varies the length of the instrument to change the pitch. However, many modern trombone models also have a valve instrument which lowers the pitch of the instrument. Variants such as the valve trombone and Superbone have three valves similar to those on the trumpet. I think I do remember seeing those back in the day. I haven't come across it recently, but that's sort of the very bare bones, no pun intended, definition of what a trombone is, in case you have not heard of that instrument before. But moving on to Elizabeth herself, there isn't too much information out there on the internets, but just reading from, I guess, Discogs.com, originally from San Diego, Elizabeth discovered her instrument in the third grade. Growing up in a musical family, she listened to a wide repertoire, including Stevie Wonder, Jimmy Cliff, Miles Davis, the Meters. She has recorded and or performed with distinguished artists like Eric Clapton, the Black Eyed Peas, John Legend, Nine Inch Nails, Vampire Weekend, and of course is a member of Tedeschi Trucks Band. So she's got quite an impressive resume, as does every member of Tedeschi Trucks Band. I think that's what gets you into the band is being awesome and doing awesome things with awesome people. That's quite a resume. Moving on here, I came across an article on Jacksonville.com, the Florida Times Union Jacksonville.com, and then the author of the article actually reached out to me when I had posted in the Facebook group that I was looking for content for this particular episode. He referred me to his article. So Tom Zaraletta is his name. And he spoke to, it looks like Susan, Elizabeth, and Alicia, the women of the band, and sort of did a story about that. And I'm going to read some of what's in that the part about Elizabeth. Lee, who lives in Los Angeles, said she's been playing trombone since as long as she can remember. Since she was like 7 in the third grade, like we said. I went to an elementary school that had a focus on music, and in the third grade, you can pick an instrument that you wanted to play. I just loved the trombone. I loved the sound of it, and I just thought the slide was the coolest thing. And she's also toured for several years as part of Hugh Laurie's Copper Bottom Band, which we're going to get to. And of course, it says here her full-time gig is TTB. I'm just having the best time playing with everybody, Lee said. With Alicia and Sue, it's just a beautiful experience. I'm really counting my lucky stars. It's really great to be part of an amazing band with these really strong women. It's really inspiring. She doesn't have children, she said, so touring isn't a problem, and she doesn't need to bring a whole rack of instruments with her when she's on the road. Just my one trombone, my baby. Yeah, she doesn't have to bring an upright bass anywhere. It's funny because I remember third grade, too, being that year where you sort of decide what instrument do you play or do you want to play. Or I guess you could sing in chorus. So that was a kind of option, sing in chorus or be in a concert band. I think those were the only two options. I could be mistaken. Or orchestra, maybe stringed instruments, that's right. But that was kind of like the directions you could go in. And I had considered the trombone, but I don't know. I wasn't a huge dude. And for some reason, I thought the valves would be like, I don't know, or not the valves, the slide would be like an issue because my fucking short arms or something. I don't know. I don't remember, but I ended up playing trumpet and I stuck with the brass. I wanted to play everything. I still want to play everything. I need more hours in a day. But yeah, thank you, Tom Zarletta, for that article. That's cool. You should check it out. SZAROLETA. I can put links to this stuff in the description for the show and whatnot, and in various places and social media and whatnot. But anyway, you know, something about I've noticed about Elizabeth, something everyone notices, that how much fun she has on stage, how much she dances, how much she's into the music, how much she's into the music that everyone else in the band, is creating too. Like, she's very in tune with the whole band itself, and not just what she needs, what her parts are and whatnot. That's kind of my my observation too. But she dances and she has fun, and that's awesome. And I need to be more like Elizabeth. I need to be more like TTB. Everything they're doing, I need to capture that energy and spirit and soul and bring it to my life. I'm getting off track, but what I did is, like I said, I posted in the Tedeschi Trucks Band fans private group on Facebook, seeing if people had some stories, anecdotes, favorite Elizabeth moments, and I'm gonna rattle off some of the comments that I got because they're great. So let's see what I have here. So, past guest of this show, David Flam, TTB fan, super fan, I should say, ran into Elizabeth in front of the Beacon. Doesn't remember what year it was. She was taking a pic. She herself, Elizabeth, was taking a photo of the marquee. It was like she was a fan of the band, like any of us. He thought that was a cool moment that he caught of her. And I agree, and I appreciate him sharing that. And our next comment here is from Larry James, also a past guest of this show, and I would say a super fan too. I mean, they're all super fans. We all love this band, and we're all insane in our own ways, and do our best to follow them and listen to the music and see them when we can. I think we all miss the band. But Larry James said that he would suggest highlighting the obvious interplay between her and Derek on Space Captain, which, yeah, that's coming up. There's going to be clips, and he suggests Right on Time as well, and there will be clips of that as well. Music, a little audio clip from that. He met her in Dallas, and she was super nice. Signed her name with a heart too. Yeah, so that's definitely sticking true to the trombonist with heart. She should draw a trombone in her autograph. Am I asking for too much? I mean, there's got to be a way you can quickly outline it. Like, I'll design something. I'm the wrong person for that. Dustin Sadowski says she's always so energetic. Energetic. You can't not smile watching her on stage. Yeah, no, that's definitely part of the Elizabeth Lee package. Is again the energy that she brings on the stage, and that's like a real thing, and not just in music and in whatever TTB does, up there. Just like, I don't know, I'm coming around more on that, the whole idea of the importance of energy. Not to get too new agey on you guys. I'm gonna butcher this name, but it says Jorja, Georgia, or Jorja, Joria Haddock says, she is my heart. She is the inspiration to my boogie. I met her mom at Red Rocks, and she is just as fun and cool as you'd expect. Our girl is so beautiful to watch from that first note. You know she's the one. I think that's all referring to Elizabeth. And then obviously Elizabeth's mom as well, who I believe travels with Elizabeth sometimes. As a few people actually mentioned that. Dylan Bledsoe also seconds the space captain battles with Derek. And the next comment here is from Matthew Gervais, another past guest of this program. And he says that, as others have mentioned, her unmatched energy and enthusiasm and obvious joy are just so damn palpable. I met her briefly years ago, and she was just so unbelievably sweet, kind, and gracious. It was a small sample size, but in my opinion, the personality you see on stage is definitely who she is. And there seems to be more and more evidence for this as I dug deeper, not even super deep, about the kind of person that she seems to be, and, the kind of people the band are as a whole. Those two things just go hand in hand. And of course, he also mentions the interplay with Derek on Right on Time and Space Captain and Show Me, which I'm going to have as well here coming up. And other songs, it's just so impressive and so much fun. I imagine Sue and Derek are so happy she somehow fell out of the sky to replace Saunders. A tremendous addition and now a mainstay in this group. That dude loves TTB. Me and that dude could probably talk TTB all day, as I probably could with a lot of you guys. The next comment here. See, what I would do if I was a good podcast host, but I'm okay. But if I really went the extra mile for you, I would probably have mixed in the clips with the quotes, and maybe that would have been nice. But I'm gonna do all quotes and then clips because come on, give me a break. It's just me here. This is just I am the studio here. But Michelle Repper Bergen, I hope I'm saying that correctly, says the Warner Theater in DC, February 2019. The day Kofi passed away, but the show went on. She's referring to that day. Toward the end, Susan was visibly upset and couldn't get the lyrics out. Derek also looked stunned. He was leaning on the wooden divider between his amps and Susan's. Elizabeth stepped up and played a long solo until Derek and Susan could compose themselves. Elizabeth was obviously shaken as well, but her professionalism, immense talent, and love for her musical family shone through. At the time, we knew something was amiss as we'd seen the band enough to know this was unusual, but we didn't know it was Kofi. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing all that. That's the kind of stuff that I love to hear, and what's interesting or funny, or I don't know what, neither of those are the right words I'm looking for, is that that's a moment that I think is on video, and I think a couple of people did comment on video, but it's not something that I dip into a lot and watch a lot, because it's a hard thing to watch the band, the band you love grieving, and these people grieving. And that's what those shows were, in the in the heights of losing Kofi. It was, I'm sure it was very very difficult. But thank you for sharing that. And there's a response to that comment. Christy Leach says, I saw that in the video of the show. Yeah, there you go. I was struck by how she and the band as a whole picked each other up that night. It was beautiful to see. And that's part of why we love this band. I think anyone who follows them with any regularity is, again, who they are as people, and which is reflected through the music and through the lyrics and through all, everyone doing their part. And it's all comes together pretty damn tightly, even when they're jamming. But Tammy Goldsmith says Elizabeth joined TTB from Tim LaFabe's recommendation. Yeah, a couple of people mentioned that as well. I forget where they connected originally. I think I read that, but I'm missing something. There's pieces of the puzzle missing. I can't get everything, but I'm sure people in the various groups can clarify all the timelines. But Tammy says, I first met her when Kofi and I were having dinner in Reno the day before they were performing at the High Sierra Music Festival. Kofi said, I don't know how someone can be so nice all the time. She is genuinely nice all the time. Yeah. You got to add the heart, the trombone and the heart to the signature. I'm going to look up like rough sketch. She probably knows how to draw a trombone. She's probably drawn like 5,000 of them in her life. Maybe she already does this in her signature for all I know. But former guest Ellen Ream Rimkus says, I happened to be smoking with Elizabeth's childhood friend during intermission in Chicago. Mentioned it was her 75th show she was singing. That's Ellen. Elizabeth, that's the friend made us meet Elizabeth after the show and brought us backstage. That's awesome. That kind of stuff needs to happen to me more. No, that's cool. No, that's I need to get to 75 shows. I would like to get to 75 shows. But yeah, she was just saying that Ellen just was commenting that Elizabeth is just the sweetest and coolest. And with that said, I'm going to dive into some clips here that I pulled from the internets. And the first one, I think I got them in chronological order for you guys. See, I do some things on the diligent side for you guys, if I'm using the word diligent correctly. But we got Hugh Laurie and the Copper Bottom Band doing a song you guys will probably know. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. December 30th, 2013, at the Keswick Theater in Glenside, PA. Patton Art posted this, I believe, on YouTube. PATINART. And I'll try to give credit to the people who originally penned these songs, because I know a lot of these are covers that have been covers of covers, and were written many years ago. But this was originally, according to Wikipedia, a jazz song written by Billy Taylor and Dick Dallas, and of course, well known when it was recorded by Nina Simone. In 1967, of course, TTB does this regularly. But let's hear Elizabeth Lee doing it with Hugh Laurie and the Copper Bottom Band. Yeah, I like that. I would go see that band if they were in town. Maybe is there a show right now? I'm gonna get in my car and go see that. But yeah, Elizabeth always tearing it up when her turn comes up for sure. Yeah, for this next clip, I got what do I got here? I got Right on Time, Pat Myers, September 17th, 2016, at the LA Orpheum. Um, I guess I'm partial to using clips that from shows that I've been to for a few reasons. Um, that yeah, I mean, it makes this whole thing more personal for me. But it's also the shows that I, have probably listened to more than once, or some of the shows that I've listened to a lot, or the ones that I've been to. So I'm familiar a little bit. If I want to dig in my brain, the TTB archive in my brain for a certain song or clip or part or something that I like, I'm able to dig that up. But let's hear the open to Right on Time.
Apologies for last night. My conscience wouldn't let me sleep. The words kept following me. A miracle that's come undone. The complications of the week.
Yeah, I love that song. I guess I could say that after a lot of songs. I'm like too much of a fanboy to really be able to like speak even articulately about music by using more than the same three adjectives over and over again. But yeah, that's just a cool song, like a real awesome throwback sound, and I'm glad that I let the clip run out, past where the lyrics start and all that, because there's some really cool things going on in the backdrop with those horns, really setting the mood for the song, and just like uh, they're bubbling back there. They're sort of just and I don't know. Again, not the best at articulating music, but again, that's why there is music to say what words can't say. But what I wanted to share, but I'm hesitant to, is this clip of Elizabeth Lee doing a trombone part for the Fearless Flyers, a song called Bicentennial. But it's a studio recording. It's a video, but it's a studio recording from June 2018 here on YouTube. But I don't want to get this podcast taken down from the YouTube feed, or potentially social media or whatever. It can be an issue. So I'm not going to play that clip, but I definitely encourage you guys to check that out, because damn, fucking fire coming out of my computer and out of my speakers, courtesy of that trombone work that she does on that. So I definitely say check that out. The Fearless Flyers, Bicentennial, I think all one word here, featuring Elizabeth Lee. And that was, of course, right on time before the TTB original from the Let Me Get By album. I feel like I'm a DJ. Let's see, what do I have next? Oh yeah, here we go. Show Me, Brooklyn Academy of Music, February 20th, 2019. Ed Gendelman recorded it. And Show Me is the title track of the 1967 album by Joe Tex, who also wrote the song. But here's TTB with I think Derek in the horn section just going nuts. So I hope you guys are prepared for this, because this is just it's wild. Here you go. Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen that live, you probably should, because it is quite something to see the interplay between, especially the four of them, the three horns, sax, trumpet, and trombone, and Derek on guitar, Kebby, Elizabeth, and Ephraim. Like, what they do is just amazing. They sound like wild animals. Like, I can't even explain what I'm hearing, but it just sounds like some kind of like wild animals in the jungle. But it's like an organized chaos, and it's there's a lot of artistry going on there. You gotta see that live, and everyone on that stage and in all these clips is super talented, of course. But I do have to say that when something about, I think it's when Kebby comes in about midway through that last clip, and he really, the sax just sounds like just some kind of like fucking, I don't know, like again, like a some kind of animal, like a, not a hyena, but like, what do you call it? I don't know. I can't even describe it, but it's awesome. And it totally, it sounds like a response to some of the stuff that's come before it. And not in a trying to like one up any of the other, musicians on the stage. But it's definitely that it makes a presence known. But let me see what we got here. Getting back to Elizabeth here. S. Bryant 89. That's spelled as you might imagine. Is the user who recorded on April 27th, 2019 in London. The band to TTB, of course, doing Space Captain, originally written by Matthew Moore as well. Yeah, Derek and Elizabeth do some great stuff live on this song. Another one that you guys need to see live if you haven't. It's funny. I never really said that before on the podcast. That you guys should, everyone out there who hasn't seen the band should see them. I feel like that's almost like implied at this point. It's implied, and besides, everyone who's already, most people who are listening, I'm guessing, are already pretty hardcore into TTB and have probably seen the band more than me. But yeah, here's Space Captain, Elizabeth, and Derek doing some cool stuff for sure, and the band. Yeah, and that's like my medicine. It's like I just took my medicine, and it's funny because I really do listen to, like I said, past episodes I listen to these clips and then I comment on them. I'm not really scripting out too much, if any, even like I don't even know none of my thoughts really. I'm just kind of reacting to the music, and even in just playing these clips, it just like takes you back to the shows and makes me miss the shows, of course, but like the feeling is still, so enough of that feeling is still there, and that's awesome. Like I feel lucky that I can just listen to this music. So it's like, yeah, it's my fucking medicine, and that's what doctors should be prescribing. It's like, what do you need? You need a guitar and trombone, call and response, music with two drummers. How about Space Captain? Does that sound good? I'll see if the pharmacy can get that out to you. I'm done now with that. Okay, so for this next one, I got "Get Out of My Life, Woman." The song, of course, written by Alan Toussaint, first recorded by Lee Dorsey. It reached number 5 on the U.S. Billboard R&B chart and number 44 on the Hot 100 Singles chart in 1966. It was released in December 1965. TTB does it. Mike Madison does the vocal on it. And this clip I'm going to play is from February 27th, 2020. Was that the Nashville show, I think? Anyway, it was another Ed Gendelman clip. Just a heads up that this is, I think, the longest clip, the final one here. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good jam, and I think you guys will like it. So enjoy. I sometimes, or I forget, or not, or, I'm not even really thinking about how the only other, slide instrument, so to speak, on stage besides Derek is Elizabeth playing her trombone. That ability to just sort of, slide from note to note and and change the pitch to go from one note to another seamlessly is an awesome sound, of course, that gives music that vocal quality that I think is amazing and makes the music it makes the instrument sing. And she does that in the same way that a guitar solo that Derek does, or any of the other solos in the band. They take you on a journey, and that's kind of what TTB shows are. You get a wide range of eclectic music, covering a lot of different genres, and that in itself is a journey. But there you go. I think that that pretty much does it for my Elizabeth Lee episode. That was cool. What did we learn? That she's a great listener on stage. Especially in terms of her how she plays, and reacts to the rest of her bandmates, and fits into the band and whatnot. But not just in terms of that stuff, in terms of the little anecdotes. I shouldn't say little, but the anecdotes about, and the stories about Kofi and back then, and understanding moments, and not only just understanding moments, but reacting and acting just by being herself, and helping the band, even if it's in some small way, get through a hard time. And that's awesome. But anyway, hope you guys are all hanging in there during this new year. Happy New Year. I'll say it for the rest of January, I guess. Just check out Tedeschi Trucks Podcast on Instagram to follow the show. That's at Tedeschi Trucks Podcast. And remember to tap subscribe or follow on iTunes, Spotify, or via whichever way you listen to this show. Positive reviews on iTunes are definitely greatly appreciated, for sure. That would be awesome. Helps the show and the algorithms, the internets. And I also have another podcast called People We Love, and what I do with that one is interview people from all walks of life, but most often comedians and other creative types. It's casual conversation, talk about their lives and careers, but I also ask them to highlight someone they love, someone who inspired them, influenced them, helped them in their journey. And that one is that's fun. It's a fun show called People We Love. Definitely want to check that out. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Adam Choit. I think that's about all I got for today. I got to get my trumpet valves fixed. I haven't played trumpet in like fucking 17 years, but I'm going to dust that off maybe, and I'll get a mute or whatever so I can play in my apartment and not have everyone want to kill me. But anyway, yeah, I'm inspired. But we'll see. We'll see on that. But anyway, I think, that's about all I got for today. Thanks again for listening, guys. Later.